Hello everyone, and welcome to today's One Card Wonder Wednesday for October 30th, 2019. How's everyone doing? How's your day? Everything going good? Are you ready for Halloween tomorrow? I have candy, but I very rarely have trick-or-treaters. Every once in a while I'll get a couple. So I'm hoping I have some. If not, I have extra candy for myself, right? Hi, Christine. Hi, Lisa. How are you? Thank you for joining us, or for joining me. I guess I'm the only one here, so for joining me. I appreciate it. So today I'm going to use the Still Scenes bundle, which consists of this stamp set, and then you get dies with it. And unfortunately, I wasn't smart enough to bring the dies over here, but I have a bunch of the die cuts, so I'm going to show you. You get this, you can cut out this intricate little front for your snow globe. You can cut out the trees. If you stamp this house, you can cut that out. There's a die for that. There is also a base for the snow globe. So, and today I chose to use silver for my base. There is also polar bears. Let me find my polar bears in my little bin here. There are polar bears. We're going to use those today. There is a church that you layer one piece on top of the other. I hope you can see that in the glimmer there. What else is there? There's a deer. There is a buck that is really cool, and I also cut him out in the glimmer paper as well. I cut a lot of pieces because I am going to use my entire pack of snow globe shaker domes, not during this video, but in the next couple of days to make these cards. And I wanted, while I was cutting, I thought, you know what, I might as well just cut it all out now. I'll have it ready and then I can just assemble. But these shaker domes are fantastic. We're going to use one today on our card. So I might as well keep that one out. You get 10 in a pack. So those coordinate with this stamp set and the dies. So I'm going to show you the card and then we will get started. I hope you like it as much as I do. I decided to use Seaside Spray for my base, and then Whisper White and Silver. That's it. Those are the only three colors on this card. I love how it turned out. I kind of wanted to do something a little more muted, but then after it's put together, that silver and that sparkle glimmer paper just really brings out this color, this Seaside Spray. So it's not as muted as I thought it was going to be. It's really fantastic. And I should have put more shaker, some more sequins in my, and glitter in here, but I will add more for the card that we are going to make right now. I'm just going to set this aside. I think you can still see it if I put it like that, because it takes up less space for me, and then I'm able to have a little more space to work on in the camera range. So the first thing you want to do is get some Whisper White cardstock. Now, the first thing I did was, there is a snow globe shape in that die. I cut that out first, and then I embossed it with the Stylish Scroll embossing folder. So that's your first step. Get that, set it aside. Then have another piece the exact same size. And I'm going to give all these measurements in my blog. Hi, Angie. Thanks for joining. But on the back of the second piece, go ahead and put some tear and tape on it so it's already ready, because you want that ready before you start assembling anything. And just set those two pieces aside. Then you are going to take a piece of Seaside cardstock. Once you've got that scored, go ahead, get that folded. I know it's a lot of setting aside, but we're going to set that aside for a minute as well. Now, I cut out one of the silver glimmer trees, one in Seaside Spray. Then I cut one in the window sheets, which is just a clear sheet. Now, I know it sounds kind of silly, but when you actually see the snow globe up close, you can actually see this in there. You can't see it. You won't be able to see it very good right now, but it's here. So that is going to be our back piece. Our middle piece, or our front piece, is going to be this tree before we put our little polar bears on there, because we are going to add the polar bears, and I just left them in my little dome here. I better pull those out before I forget. We're going to use a mama bear and a baby bear. And I just loved the polar bears, so that's why I decided to go with those. A little untraditional, but you get lots of these type of snow globes. You see them places. And then I had to cut a second set of trees, and I'm going to show you why in just a minute. So flip your first tree over. Actually, don't flip it over. Take this tree and line it up like this and figure out where you want these to go through. Now, granted, they are not going to fit if you pull them over too far, but if you go just, you know, like that, they'll fit. And so what you want to do is, now that you know about where they lay, take some Tombow glue and just glue them together. And then what's nice is you can, once you get, you don't need a lot of glue on there. Once you get them on there with that Tombow glue, you can slide it around for a few seconds to make sure you get it the way it needs to be. Pick that back up without letting them come apart. Make sure they will fit inside your globe. Slide it this way just a little bit. Make sure they're glued. Now take this piece here, and you're just going to cut the snow off from it because we want that snow on the front. And then you have these extra trees you can use on something else. Use that Tombow glue again and just put some on the front there, and then add this little snowdrift right to the front of that. And then you've got that sparkle glimmer paper on the entire front. Now, to add a little bit of space before we add these little clear trees on here, the window sheet trees, go ahead and get some, I use the mini dimensionals, and just add some mini dimensionals to the back here. Just a couple, you don't need a lot, like maybe 2 or 3. 3 is probably a good number. Take them off. I hope everyone can hear me tonight. I've had some issues with the sound lately. And see, now that I'm messing with this, that front piece is moving around. I'm gonna have to, as soon as I get these backings off, fix it, or otherwise our snow is gonna be all askew. There we go. And then just take these trees, and you don't want them necessarily higher, but lay this down so you can kind of see where they're gonna be, and make them just a little bit higher, because you want them to be able to be seen. Hope I didn't stick my face in the camera. And that's where this little globe comes in handy, like to just fit over top of your scene to make sure everything is the way you want it. Now take your polar bears, and on the back of the baby bear is going to get 2, one stacked on top of the other because it stands out just a little bit more in that globe. And then just stick that second one on there. Take the adhesive backing off. And then the mama bear, she just needs a couple on the back of her, or you can use a regular size Stampin' Dimensional, whichever you want to use. So if you were going to make this snow globe, would you have even thought of using the colors that I used, or is this something completely like out of your comfort zone, using just basically 3 colors once you get the silver in here? So we're going to add that mama bear right there, and then the baby bear faces the opposite direction. So we're going to just stick that baby bear right here, and putting that, you can see it, you can see the dimension that was given just using those Stampin' Dimensionals. So the next thing you want to do is lay this, and I think when I typed up my directions, I may have done it a little backwards. I may have had you just sticking it directly on here first, but I kind of like the way I just did it. So once you know where you want it, go ahead, and I want to say to stick those window sheets, since that is the back layer. If I can find the end of my tear and tape. Hi Fran, how are you? Use a piece of tear and tape. That's all you really need, because it only needs to be right here at the bottom. That's the only part that really needs to be stuck. Then take your pick tool, take that adhesive backing off without trying to peel up the whole piece of tear and tape anyway. There we go. And then make sure your card stock is laying exactly one on top of the other, because you don't want it messed up at all. And then just lay your scene right on there. So now that's going to be inside your globe once we get to that point. So what the wonderful thing about these globes is there's a sheet of adhesive on the back side and the front side. So all you have to do is take your pick tool and peel that front adhesive backing off. And now I found it easier if I stood up and looked over directly over the top of this and just slide that over your dome. Stick it down. Voila, right? Perfect. I loved how it turned. It was so easy. Then take this piece and you're going to use, you can use tear and tape if you want to, but I just went ahead and used snail adhesive, and I just went directly around the edge with that snail adhesive. Oops, don't want that stuck there. I'll be sticking something myself to it probably. Make sure you get right around the edge of it. And then now you're going to take this piece and you're going to put I put some ice Stampin' Glitter in there because I love this glitter. I'm adding a little more this time because I don't think I put quite enough last time. And then you've got these awesome snowflake sequins. Dump some of those in there because those are great. Now I don't want to dump too many of those because I am making all 10 of these cards. I've decided I'm using all of my snow globe shaker domes this week, getting these made. Now that you have that in there, peel off. You want to do that before you peel this off, just because you don't want all of your glitter and sequins stuck to that. Now this is the part that for me was kind of hard because I'm like, oh, I hope I'm getting this right. Line up the bottom of your card and kind of tip it down and then adhere that, and then go down one edge, go down the other side of the other edge, make sure it's in here adhered, and look at that. Your card fits together perfectly now, and you don't have, there's no guessing. But I was so scared when I did my first one. I was like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to do this right, but it worked out perfect. So what do you think? If you like it, give me some love. I think it's fantastic. I love this. Hi, Aria. How are you? But anyway, any hearts and likes? If you want to start a watch party with your friends, I would totally love that. I love to see that people are learning how to do these things and watching my videos and taking some time out and just being crafty. I like being able to teach people how to be crafty. It's not as hard as everyone thinks. So now that you've got those two pieces together, line them up on the front of your card, stick them down. And then you have a silver base that I cut out already. And I probably should have done this first, but we're doing it now. I'm gonna take some of the shimmery crystal effects. Now the reason I use this is because I feel like it sticks really well to this, the silver foil paper. And you're just gonna take little dots of it around, and it dries clear with that little glimmer. So if a little bit of this pokes through, it's okay because this is already silver glimmer paper here. So I think I like this better than using the Tombow multi-purpose glue for this, just because I felt like it would be better for the job. And I feel like it sticks really well once it's on there. So just lay it on there and then just set a block on it for a minute. It doesn't take long and it'll be dry in just a few seconds, but just that way it won't curl up on you if you set that block on it. I love using my blocks when I'm gluing things. They are like the best thing ever. So then you're gonna take a piece of Seaside Spray paper and you're going to cut it at 3 inches. And apparently I didn't cut my piece yet, but it's 1 inch wide, and cut it 3 inches. I'm gonna put all these measurements on my blog in a few minutes, and then I will be able to share it with everyone. We're going to stamp Season's Greetings on the front of this while that other piece is drying, and we're going to use the Seaside Spray ink. Like I said, I wanted to stick to these 3 colors. I didn't want to use Memento or gray or any of that. I wanted to just stick with these 3 colors. So I thought if I did Season's Greetings directly onto Season's Greetings in Seaside Spray directly onto the Seaside Spray paper, that would be a gorgeous touch. And while we have the ink out, we will go ahead and take a third piece of Whisper White cardstock, and we're going to stamp this beautiful sentiment that comes in the stamp set. It's called, "May the timeless message of Christmas fill your heart and home with joy today and always." So I'm going to stamp that in the center of this piece that's going to go on the inside of the card. And I just love that Seaside Spray on the Whisper White. I think these two colors together are just fantastic. Hi Laura, how are you this evening? Hope you're having a good evening. I hope everyone's having a good evening. Now that we've got all these ready, go ahead and get some Stampin' Dimensionals on the back of them. We don't need the mini ones, we can use the big ones. And I put 3 on this base, and probably just do 3 right on this as well. I love how it looks once you get that base on there, and especially once you have it raised up, it really looks like a cute little snow globe, doesn't it? I love that. It's so fantastic. Now the great thing about this stamp set too is you could always stamp this beautiful ornate image on a piece of whatever color cardstock you want your base to be, and then die cut it out as well without having to glue the base on and all of that. Then just take your little Season's Greetings banner, put that on the front, and before we finish decorating the front with more of the snowflake sequins, I'm going to go ahead and adhere this on the inside. I've learned my lesson. Don't put your glue your sequins on the front and then open your card and try to stick something on the inside. You end up getting glitter all over yourself or all over your work desk versus staying on your card. Now, when I did this earlier, I used my Take Your Pick tool and used just a little bit of that sticky, I don't know what you call it, out of the end. And then I dumped a few of these, if I can get the lid off, of these snowflake sequins, because it's easier once they're down like that than it is to try and scoop them, because you end up with like 10 on the end versus just the one that you want. But I used my Shimmery Crystal Effects again and just put some little dots, because like I say, if you have a little extra and there's a little extra left wherever you've put it, guess what? All you're going to have is a little bit of another shimmery effect on your card, so it's not a big deal. It's not like just having a big glob of glue dried there. So I love gluing things with this. I'll put that little silver guy there. We'll get a star over here. I love these little stars. They're so cute. And of course, did I get any snowflakes? There we go. There's a snowflake. There's actually 2 snowflakes stuck together. Let me pull them apart so we can use them both. I think I will put a little dot. Hi, Kayla. I think I'll put a little dot right here like I did on the other one and just add a snowflake right there. This Take Your Pick tool has been one of the most fantastic things. I love this set. If you haven't gotten this bundle, it is so fantastic. I was so excited to work with this today. This is the first time I've played with it, and I just love how the card turned out. I can't wait to put some more together and share my pictures with you this week of what I've put together. There we go. Got one over there. I think that's good. I don't think we need any more. And I think I added plenty of shaker stuff to my card this time. You can see the difference between my first one and my second one if I kind of bring it all to the front. I definitely have more on this card on the right than I do on the one on the left. So don't be shy. Fill it up. It looks really cute. Now I will say the Stampin' Ice glitter that I put in there is kind of sticking to the globe. So maybe don't use as much of that. Definitely use more of the snowflake sequins because you won't have as much sticking to the front. I didn't even think maybe I should have run a dryer sheet across the front of this so it wouldn't be as staticky on the front. I don't know. And maybe I'll have to try that with my other snow globes and let you know. Oh, look, I totally missed a spot right there. Let's get another little sequin on there so it is complete. Thank you for watching today's One Card Wonder Wednesday. I'm going to put all of the measurements and the written instructions on my blog. Make sure you go there. Make sure you subscribe. I also have a link there on the right. You can subscribe to Paper Pumpkin. I am trying to get Well, my goal is 5 by November 10th. I already have 4 new people, which is fantastic. 4 new people get to share the joy of Paper Pumpkin in November, make Christmas tags. Once I get 5, I'm going to put all of my subscribers into a drawing. That's current subscribers and all the new ones for a 1-month code. So you can add a code to your subscription and get a month on me, right? Isn't that fantastic? So then if I get 10, I'm going to give away October's Paper Pumpkin. I'm going to give away one of those kits. So tell your friends, have everyone go to my blog, subscribe to my Paper Pumpkin. I truly appreciate you all joining me. Have a great evening, and I will see you next week for One Card Wonder Wednesday.